Hello everybody, my name is Ariani Diaz and welcome to my channel. In this channel I talk about beauty related stuff, things that empower you, and a lot of things that just, put a little spark in my heart and in my soul. So welcome to my channel, and today we will be talking about your weirdness. I know this is something that I was thinking about for the last week when I uploaded my last video, and I started to think about myself. Like, I noticed like a little voice on the top of my head that was like, "You're weird," and how that was like making me feel anxious. And I was like, hold on, wait a minute, like, what is this voice that is telling me that I'm weird? And I sat with it and I said like hello to the little voice that was telling me that I was weird, because I wanted to know where it came from, and I wanted it to confront it because it was making me anxious and I wanted to know where that anxiety was coming from. So to start this presentation, I actually want to define what the word weird mean. And according to the Oxford languages, weird is defined as suggesting something that is supernatural or uncanny. And I also find something super interesting about what Oxford languages says, which as a noun in archaic Scottish, it says that weird is a person's destiny. And I was like, this is really interesting, right? Because the reason why, for example, the voice that was telling me that I was weird, it was because I was making YouTube videos. And when I started to think about it logically, I'm like, wait a minute, there's so many billions of people that post videos online, and there's even more people that watch these people that are creators online. Why do I find that weird? And when I was like looking at it, I was like, the reason why there's a voice inside of me that was finding it weird was because, number one, out of like my close circle, I'm the only person that is a digital creator and that does like videos like that. So I don't have other people in my close circle that I can find similarities in the work that I do. So that was one of the reasons why I was like, there was a voice inside of my head that was like, "You're weird, Eddie." And yeah, like moving on in regards to our weirdness, we have to like really understand, why is it that you are finding yourself weird? So I give you guys my example. So you have to like ask yourself and ask that little voice inside of your head that is telling you you're weird, and be like, wait a minute, why am I weird? And the next thing that I did was embrace my weirdness, which means embrace the fact that I like being in front of the camera, and I like inspiring people, and I like creating videos that empower other people. And that was my way of like giving a hug to that weirdness. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you might be weird within your close personal circle, and that's okay. And you even might be weird to the world, but your weirdness is your gift. And again, let's circle back to what the definition from the Oxford languages says, which is a person's destiny. I find that like so interesting. And the third thing that I did, when talking or just like confronting the weirdness, was breaking free from negative self-talk. I find negative self-talk to be so freezing, like it freezes me. It puts me in the freeze response. And not only that, so self-destructing. So for example, when I was calling myself weird and I didn't know, and I was not catching that in the back of my head, what I was doing was like stopping myself from creating videos, and that was not motivating me to be more disciplined in creating videos. So if you keep calling yourself weird, and in your culture being weird is seen as a negative thing, you have to find a framework in which you can turn your weirdness into your superpower, into your gift that you can share with the world. So that was another thing that I found out. Now, the last thing that I want to say is to build a supportive circle. So it is so important when you do not have like a supportive circle, is to find your community in your own weirdness. Because I was really thinking about it, and you know, what might be considered weird in your community or in your circle might not be weird in other types of societies and communities and cultures. So it is important that you're also in the right environment, because the thing is, let me find an example. Okay, a perfect example of this is like wearing clubbing clothes. Usually in my culture, the women wear very towards in the sexy side of clothing, a little bit revealing, like, you know, they will show legs or they will show a little bit of boobs if they're going clubbing, and that's appropriate in that environment. But if you wear that certain outfit, let's say going to church, then of course you're gonna feel weird, and of course you're gonna feel out of place. And that's where also community comes from, because when I talk about, in the context of this video, when I'm talking about weirdness, I'm talking more about your gifts and what you bring to the world and what you contribute to the world. And again, like for example, because our gifts are unique, not all the people around you, or let's say your family member, aren't going to understand your gifts and aren't going to be supportive of your gifts. So you have to find a community where those gifts are going to be supportive. If you are struggling a lot with negative self-talk, if you can move past like your mental blocks. So it is important that you find a group of people, mentors, teachers, that are going to nurture and take care of your unique gifts. So yeah, and the last thing, one of the last thing that I want to say is like, your weirdness is also your biggest strength. I've always loved speaking. Like even in high school, when there was the senior committee, I was the speaker of the senior committee. So I was always like talking. That's something that I've always enjoyed, and I've always loved inspiring people and being a motivational speaker. So like me being at war with that, imagine like if there's two polar forces going at each other, you're just gonna stay stuck. So you have to find a way in where you can build a healthy relationship with your gift, or in this case with your destiny, because I'm going to take it from the Oxford languages. We have to find a way in where we can befriend our natural gifts and reverse or reprogram that negative self-talk in order for us to use it as a gift and share it with others. And the last thing that I want to say is that there is a quote by Janis Joplin that says, "I'm one of those regular weird people." I think we all have that side of us, like a little part of ourselves where we can find it like to be weird. And again, I think that goes back to not being in the right environment to cultivate that weirdness, for you to start thinking that your weirdness is like not weird and it's actually like a normal thing. Like everyday people are doing things that other people might consider weird, And just because another person considers it weird because they don't understand it, that doesn't mean it is a bad thing. So I think it is important for us to, again, reprogram and start taking that bad or negative self-talk about you being weird. And if you are weird, then like, so what? So what if you're weird? Like, so what? So what if you're weird? So that's all I have to say for today's video, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it. And I forgot to mention, I don't know why I didn't mention this in the middle of the video, but if you are in need of web or brand services, please feel free to visit my website at www.arianidiaz.com, and I'm there in service to help business owners, creators, entrepreneurs build an authentic online presence. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.